everyone. My name is Anushka. Thank you all for joining us here today. I am here in Dublin visiting all the way from Austin, Texas. So excited to be here with my coworkers side by side. This is Christiana and Julian.
Hi everyone. My name is Julian Finlay. I am an intern program manager looking after all our intern operations for Southern Europe. So France, Spain, Italy, Croatia, Portugal, the warm side of Europe.
Hi everyone, I am Christiana. I actually started at Doodle as an intern 2015 and I've been working here for the past 3 years now as a programmatic account manager for the German market.
Very cool. So just to get started, Julian, could you please give us an overview of the Business Internship program this year? What can students expect and when should they really apply?
Yeah, absolutely right. And reminder, if you have any questions or whatsoever, we're very excited to answer them all at the end of this live. So feel free to prepare them while we're presenting. So Anushka, regarding the Business Internship program and giving an overview about it, you can see here on the screen that the deadline to apply is the 22nd of November. So that's very important you apply within this time frame. Remember that our internship duration is from 12 weeks to 6 months. This depends of the roles and also the countries. The start dates will vary from January to summer 2020, depending again on the roles and also your availability, so bear that in mind. You will also have to apply, basically you apply to the generic internship, like you do not choose a specific role, but if you move forward in the process, my team will actually be able to match you with a specific role, team and location. So whenever you apply, you're only applying to the Business Internship program in Europe, Middle East and Africa.
Perfect. So can you walk us through who is eligible to apply for this program?
Absolutely. So that's a question we often have. So let's be clear on it. Candidates must be returning to school and continue their education on a full-time basis post-internship. And that's very important. So they have to hold a student status throughout the internship. You cannot apply if you just graduated. You could definitely apply for a full-time job and not for the intern program. Candidates must be currently enrolled in a bachelor or a master's degree program and must maintain student status throughout the internship. We also have an MBA internship program. You have more information on our career site, but this live is specifically for bachelor and master degree program candidates. And please note, priority is given to students who are graduating at the end of 2020 or during 2021. Therefore, it is important to include your graduation date and also your month on your resume. That will help us to select and also understand better your situation.
Great. So now we know that recruiters will match students with teams. So what teams are available and are there specific locations that students can choose from?
They are indeed, yeah, very good question as well. So regarding the teams and locations, first the teams, we have a wide range of opportunities and career path. So think of sales and operations, large customer sales, Google Cloud, marketing and human resources. Then again, this will depend on your profile, on your experience, and my team will be able to identify where we believe you'll be a best fit to intern. Note that majority of our positions are available in Dublin, which is our global, European headquarters. So it's quite an exciting place. And wherever you'll be traveling from, if you're based in Europe, Middle East or Africa, we offer relocation support. Which actually, speaking of Dublin, brings me to you, Christiana. I remember you interviewed for the internship program and you were an intern in Dublin. So can you tell us more about this, please?
Sure. So actually, the first time that I applied for the Doodle internship, I was selected to interview with the local marketing team in Romania. And after having the first initial chat, they recommended me to interview further with the Dublin team, with a technical support team that was based here. Now, the first time I was actually rejected, but I did not give up. Shortly after that, I participated in Doodle at Camp, which is a program for students to get to know Doodle. And immediately after that, I applied the second time for the internship, interviewed again with the local team in Romania, with a large customer sales team particularly. I had two interviews. And after that, again, they referred me back to Dublin, and I had my last interview with a manager that I initially spoke to the year before. So she was really impressed that I did not give up, that I applied once more, and the second time worked well. So I was selected to come to Dublin.
Well done. Yeah, keep thriving, keep being bold. Thank you for sharing this, Christiana. So indeed, regarding our application and how to apply, so you can already do this on google.com/students, and you look out for the role called Business Intern 2020 Europe, Middle East and Africa, or EMEA. So you can do this directly online until the 22nd of November. Then very simply you upload your resume with all the relevant information. Make sure again graduation date and month, well, year and month are correctly added. And that's it. Then you click submit and it goes through our wonderful team who will review your profiles, and that's all you need to do so far. Regarding the interview experience, as Christiana said, so many cases, different experiences. Then again, it's not because you rejected once that you will not have the opportunity to join us. So thank you again for sharing this lesson. So you would have a phone interview with someone from my team, and then if we are progressing and moving forward, you will have 2 Google Hangout video conferences, like interviews. So that would be online. You would not have to travel for the interviews. Then based on the performance of your interviews, we will move forward to the final stage of the interview process, and that's a committee review, which is a committee based in our offices that review all the global candidates, let's say. And then you are selected. The process is good, it's all green, so we are very delighted to call you and extend an offer for you.
Great. So now we know that students have until the 22nd of November to apply. When can they be expected to be reached out by a recruiter?
Good call. Again, so the timelines are on the screen, and you, I insist, because it's very important to you to keep in mind, you will have to apply by 22nd of November 2019 for all 2020. So even if you're applying for an internship during the summer, the deadline is this year by the 22nd of November, and that's very important. Then again, my team will contact you by the latest of April 2020. Of course, if we're considering you for a role starting in January or February, well, by default, we will call you before April. That makes sense. And we will start internships between January and summer 2020. So we have this window wherever we actually matching candidates and assessing performances.
Cool. So Christiana, you've been through this experience before. Tell us more about what it was like to be an intern at Google. What was so unique?
Sure. So I think the most unique is that from day one you're allowed to jump into the role, and you're given full ownership of your work from the first moment. Now, what is quite particular is that you get to work 50% on your core job, which for me was the technical support role for Doodle ads, and then you get to work 50% of your time on a different project. That for me was quite nice, because I was a film student at the time, and my project was very much related to my field of studies. So I got to work on lots of projects involving video and YouTube, and generally quite creative projects, which I loved. So that was amazing. And what I would also highlight is the fact that Doodle puts all the resources available for you. Like, all the people are super nice and helpful to help you on your project and help you be successful, and you get to learn so much. So that was definitely special.
We're special. We're quite nice.
That sounds like a great experience. Do you have any advice or tips?
Sure. So in particular, like, once you are there and once you're doing the internship, finally, I mean, let's start from the scratch. So first of all, the tips to become an intern. So first of all, I recommend you to leverage all the Doodle resources and programs. So for me, that was, for example, Ad Camp, which I participated on, and also lots of Doodle ads trainings that were being organized in my hometown. I try to attend every single one to get all the knowledge in. Then I would recommend you to prepare in advance all the achievements and relevant experiences that you want to talk about. And I would really recommend to highlight the Doodle specific experience that you have. For example, I used to take this online course about Doodle, so I definitely highlighted that in the CV and in the interview, and it really helped me going forward. I recommend you to be structured and results oriented both in the CV and in your interviews. So trying to give numerical results of your achievements, and using the situation, task, action, result structure in your interview, the STAR system as we call it, to kind of keep you on track. And yeah, finally, don't give up. Don't get deterred if you if you're first rejected, or if you feel like the first interview didn't go so well. You never know. So if this is what you want, you should definitely try as much as you can.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Great, thank you for that. All right, so we hope that this information was really helpful to you, and now we'll go ahead and answer some live questions. Let's see. We have our first question. Are there available internships in Milan?
So Milan, yes, we do. We will have internship in marketing and also in large customer sales in Milan. Then again, we usually prioritize candidates based on their market knowledge and market expertise. So, of course, if you are fluent or speak professionally in Italian and you have a marketing expertise or large customer sales expertise, like work with agencies, we will consider your profile for positions in Milan. We also have amazing team here, Italian teams based in Dublin, so we will see wherever there's a best match for you.
And I think they were asking particularly in the finance division?
So unfortunately we do not have roles in finance division at the moment, but we also, we often open new roles maybe for next year. At the moment that won't be a fit. No.
We have another question for someone specializing in quantitative methods, data science. Are there any positions like that available to students?
Yeah, there are many. So basically whatever you have on your CV, we're looking at how you can apply it on a professional world. So if you're like very skilled in quantitative science, you may be a very good fit for our large customer sales team, because we're looking at teams that crunch a lot of data, requires a lot of data analysis to build up reports, congregate data for our agencies, and also help our sales team in country. So that is definitely a role you should consider if you have also on the side maybe a sales experience or digital marketing knowledge.
Awesome. Next question, I think Christiana, you can help answer this one. What are some skills that you will learn during the internship?
I think first and foremost, you get to learn strong leadership skills. So you have to really demonstrate that you're able to take sometimes a quite vague, abstract assignment and complete it by the end of your internship. So also lots of project management skills. You need to stay on track. Know how you're standing, communication skills for sure, because you have to reach out to so many different people. You cannot do anything alone, so lots of team experience as well. And depending on your role, I would say also really like product knowledge and role related knowledge. So for me that was, for instance, knowledge of Google ads and of the online marketing landscape, because I got the chance to speak to customers from day one.
Wow.
So you learn the most diverse skill set at the end of those of the internship.
Amazing, that's great. Cool. So another question, someone's asking if there's a specific CV format such as Europass, or is it okay to use a resume?
Absolutely okay to use both. We often see Europass CV, but a normal CV format, with details, experience, skills, graduation month and date, I'm not going to insist once more, but it's really important. That's absolutely fine.
Perfect. We have a 2021 graduate asking when the internship will start because they're worried about skipping a semester and potentially graduating late.
Okay, so that's a conversation you could have with your career services, and basically where is best fit at the moment in your education to go for an internship. If you're available a certain time frame, please put it on your CV so we're able to prioritize your candidacy. And then we have students who would do an internship and then going back to their studies, or sometimes have indeed to push a semester in order to finish their internship and have some credits validated. So wherever you are in your journey, please let us know so we can accommodate your situation.
Awesome. Next, we have a few location questions. There are questions if there will be availability in Greece, South Africa. Can a student choose what location that they can intern at?
Good. So we have Greece, South Africa. Do we have any other questions on locations?
We have Germany, but they're looking for an internship where they can speak English, which is everywhere.
Gotcha. So if you go on google.com/students, you will see all the informations and open roles. Our program is for EMEA, so Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Hence, we have opportunities in all our offices there. We have in Germany, we have in Greece. It's a lovely office, by the way. I'm not pushing application for this one, but it's a great one. Of course, Dublin, because this is our headquarters, but also Madrid and Portugal. All the countries of Europe, Middle East, and Africa are represented, or also Bucharest, where you were interested in. So that's definitely a fact. Then again, I insist, you do not apply for a specific role or a specific office. You apply for the program itself, and based on your qualification and on the needs of the team and on in a specific office, we will see wherever that's the best fit. But bear in mind, our program is for all Europe, Middle East, and Africa, so there's a lot of opportunities.
Cool. So next question, where did you study and what did you study? I can go ahead and start. I studied at the University of Texas at Austin, and I studied corporate communications with a minor in psychology.
I studied at the University of Vienna. I studied film and media, and after my internship, I went and did my master's at University of Manchester, and I studied marketing.
I did not study digital marketing. I studied literature in Paris, and then I went doing a comparative literature PhD in Montreal. So a very wide range of journeys, and then again we insist it's whatever you bring that is important, and not how you would somehow tick a certain box.
Cool. All right. So we have someone from Egypt who studies management technology in a German university, and is asking for what kind of internships would be suitable for them.
So then again, that's depending on your profile, but on management technology, if there's a lot of data analysis, we will consider you maybe for large customer sales, as I said before. If you have experience in marketing, whether within this career path, that is something that may be a very good match for our teams in Germany. So please consider that. Have a look at our website, and there's also lots of guides wherever you can compare your skills with whatever we expect. So data analysis, digital marketing, client and customer facing operations, this is essential for the role.
Awesome. Another question. So someone's still deciding between finance and marketing to have their master's in, and they want to know how to state that on their CV if they want to apply for a summer internship.
I would maybe need more clarification on this, but if you are actually doing a degree in finance, that's definitely the one that should be put on your CV. If you're considering something, maybe after the finance master or vice versa, that is something you could clarify during the phone call with the recruiter, but it's not essential to put pronostics of your career, of your student path on the CV. The CV should just be reflecting your present experience.
Awesome. And should grades be mentioned on your CV?
if they're good. Yes, always mention the grades. You can put like a GPA to make it conform, but if you don't have a global notation, you can put your notation within your own country, and we'll be able to identify the equivalent. If you're proud of something, make sure it's on the CV.
Cool. Another question for Christiana. What is your favorite memory from the time as an intern?
Oh wow. I think I have lots of great memories. I think one of them would be the last day of my internship, which fell on my birthday. It was very nice also to get together with the whole team, with the whole intern group, and celebrate the end of the summer and the end of the internship, and also my birthday all at the same time. So yeah, that was definitely memorable. So it's also worth mentioning that you start with a cohort of interns, which end up oftentimes becoming your best friends. I'm still in touch with most of them, and many of them are still here, and I see on a regular basis.
Are they still your best friends?
Well, you get to know so many people in Google. So you kind of expand your network after a certain point.
Correct.
Cool. Another CV question about it being one page, or will you accept a 2-page CV? What are the opinions there?
We see different lengths, different styles. I'm a big fan of less is more, as in be concise but precise. So if you think your experience requires 2 pages, go for it. But if you're able to have all your data, all your education and career path in 1 page, that would be perfect. Bear in mind, we receive a lot of applications, so the easiest you make for our team to somehow identify your talent will be the best for your process.
Cool. And then is there a specific way to apply to a April internship versus a May internship?
No, then again, you're applying for the whole program, depending on your time, your availability, or the office preferences. Like, you do not choose this. It's only for the program itself until the 22nd of November.
Awesome. And now a few interview tips, questions. There's a few asking what kind of questions would be asked, how should they prepare to move on to the second round, things like that. Do you have any advice?
Should I take that? Well, I think it can vary. It can be very, very diverse. So I remember in one of the interviews, I was just asked questions about my personality and my hobbies, and also that's another great way, for example, for you to show leadership. For example, if you've played sports professionally in your university, or if you play a certain instrument very well. So those are also things that are very important to our culture and show something about you. So don't think that that's not something worth mentioning. Then there would be questions related to your experience, to the digital marketing landscape. For instance, I remember I was asked once to try to assess what the market for online advertising is in my home country. So also hypothetical questions, or cognitive ability questions, where you would have to maybe not come up with like the correct number, but you would have to show your thought process. So I think, yeah, these would be the main buckets.
Cool.
My general tip would be to just be very structured, like I said, and use the STAR system in whatever you're answering.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, it's a system that helps you basically answer questions in a methodic way. So situation, task, action, and result. We don't expect robotic answers, but we expect a certain structure around your communication.
Cool. Another CV question. What is the thing we look for most on your resume?
What is the thing I look for most on the resume?
Yeah.
What makes you unique? What makes you shine? And would the team, enjoy working with you? And what can you bring to the team? So expertise and education is one thing, but the human aspect and your way of standing out is what matters most. So we believe in bringing your best selves at work, and that's something I think is very important whenever we are screening and analyzing candidates. So make yourself unique and tell the world who you are, and we'll be very interested.
Perfect. Another eligibility question. If this is someone's last year of their bachelor's and they will do a master's program, does it fit the requirement about returning to a university after the internship?
So if a candidate is holding a student status during the all duration of the internship and is graduating in 2020 or 2021, they are absolutely eligible and can/should apply.
Perfect. And then someone is inquiring more about the workshops that you attended, if you want to speak more about that.
Sure. So in almost every major city, there is a Doodle Partner Initiative, which is mainly organized by Doodle for agencies and freelance marketers, for example, to get onboarded with Doodle ads and try to learn the insides of digital marketing with Doodle. Also, there are other similar initiatives such as Digital Garage, for instance, where there are basically workshops being organized in every major city. I know for sure there are some also in Bucharest, where I'm from. So I used to find all these workshops from the official Doodle website, and I would just attend every time to network a little bit and understand more about Doodle ads, even though it was just from a theoretical perspective. I did not have an account by then, but I would learn everything theoretically, and it definitely helped in my internships and in my interviews as well.
Yeah, no, good call. And you find all those workshops or events then again on our website, google.com/students. So incoming events where you can apply, also online workshops where you can develop your skills. Everything is available online.
Cool. Another timeline question.
Of course.
There's a few actually. So someone's asking if we can apply with the internship that they're using it to finish the degree.
So if the candidate is holding a student status, although the studies are finished but the graduation date is after the internship, yes, absolutely.
And then someone just started a university graduating in 2022, and the program stated that they're looking for 2020 and 2021 graduates. Would they still be eligible?
So good answer is that you're on track, you're ready, and we will expect you next year, because unfortunately you cannot apply unless you're graduating in 2020 or 2021. But stay tuned, and I really hope seeing you next year.
Cool. And another question about timeline. Someone's doing an MBA and finishing in 2020. Can they still apply for the internship to do it before it ends?
Absolutely. Yeah, that falls on my point I just made. So definitely apply if you're holding a student status.
Awesome. Okay. And then someone's asking what is the length of the internship, and if it varies depending if it takes place during the school year or during the summer, if there's a difference.
Sure. So that depends of the country you're in, your academic necessities, and also of the roles we have. So there's many case by case at the time. That's why I'm not giving a straightforward answer. But depending on your availability, we'll be able to match them with our roles. We may also have roles opening for January, so of course we'll reach out to you sooner. And most of our internships are based in the summer, during the summer. So it's maybe 75% of our internships are summer seasoned.
Awesome. And would you recommend a creative CV design or a simple classical template for applying to Google?
That's very personal. I'm sure we all have different desires here. If by creative you mean a little touch of color, go for it. If that implies butterflies or links or hyperlinks, I would recommend to be, again, precise and concise.
I think I actually have an opinion on creative versus not creative resume designs. As long as it's easy to read.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the creative designs get a little funky, and sometimes you can't really read with the colors.
Yes.
So if you're ever questioning, I would just stick to classic template. That definitely doesn't hurt.
Absolutely.
Cool. And then we have some opportunity to use questions. So some people are asking if there's any opportunities for quantitative methods for Barcelona, and I know someone asked about physics opportunities as well.
Okay, so this is the business internship program itself, so we will look after roles within the business sphere. If your profile is more tech related, that's the tech internship, and that's a different story, and all the information will be again on the website, but my team and our operation look after the business side of the internships. So we wouldn't have specific role that would be around just hard tech, if that answers the question.
Makes sense. And then someone's asking if they can apply for other countries that they're not located in, maybe like Singapore.
So that would be depending on the Asian and Pacific internship program that we do not look after. You can find all the information as well on the website, but this specific live and this specific answer is for all our internship opportunities in business in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, but we sure do have opportunities around the world.
And someone's asking if they're graduating in September 2020, would they still be eligible, or should they consider applying for a full-time role instead?
Lots of questions. Good. It's all burning, but yes. So if we're considering you for a summer 2020 internship and you're graduating in September, you're definitely eligible to apply, so go ahead.
Great. Okay, looks like a lot of kind of repetitive questions that we have answered regarding timeline.
Maybe one or two last ones, and then
how about this one? What kind of experience are you looking for in candidates? What kind of experience should they come with?
Good one. So we're looking for a mix. Like, of course, wherever you're studying helps understanding your network and your vision of the world, but if we're considering you for a sales experience, we would expect you to have worked within the sales department or to have a client-focused, client-facing experience, maybe worked in agency or have done before other internships within that sphere. If it's for marketing, which is a wide range of options, make it B2B or B2C or within hardware, that depends on your opportunities that you've had in the past. You may also have a certain profile that is not directly linked with digital marketing, but we would be able to identify if you have done any, if you have had any leadership positions, or if you had any program solving, experiences or project that you had to lead, and however you'll be able to actually talk about this experience in your CV will be very useful for us. So very, very diverse. As you can see, we all have different backgrounds, but we're looking for someone who's able to talk clearly about their experience and use data to assess their points. So define exactly what you've done, and we'll be able to understand it better.
Awesome. Thank you both for all this great, informative, detailed answers.
Pleasure,
really good. Yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and go ahead and give it a try. Don't be afraid to apply.
Yeah, please do apply. We have all the resources here online. If there are many questions left, I'm happy to take them offline and answer them directly on the YouTube live. So stay tuned if you haven't had your answers given yet. But remember that we have our website, either google.com/student or the ones you see right now on the screen. So Build Your Future with Google, where you have all those programs and events and scholarship work that Christiana mentioned. We also have our Google blog, so hence that's where you can find all the information. And of course, we love pictures of dogs and cats, but mostly dogs. So we have a lot of them online on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you have the informations here. So please stay tuned and keep us posted.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye.